I'm sitting with Lori and Sean Serdynski, the founders of Bartow LLC. So, can you guys just tell me a little about yourself, why you have started these cons, what fandoms mean to you, etc.?
Sure. We started the conventions because we love conventions. I've been in the convention circuit for close to 40 years.
Yeah.
With another company, Star Trek conventions back in the day. Why we got in the business of Bartow Con, we love the fans. I want something for cosplayers, costume enthusiasts to have a place where it's not going to cost them $1 billion to go to a convention, where they can come and pay a nominal fee or free. We do a lot of free shows, and can come and show their wares and do what they do best, which is cosplay, or they like the panels, they like meeting the stars. Bartow Con that we're doing today, that you'll be seeing videos about, I'm sure, is our first event with movie stars. We have Robin Curtis and we have Vanessa Branch. So this is our first indoor convention. You might know us from Sci-Fi Bartow. That's our event too. And we decided with the popularity of it, we just celebrated year 10 this year with Sci-Fi Bartow. And the biggest thing that people have asked us over the years with Sci-Fi is like, can you do an indoor convention? So we thought about it for a long time, and we came up with the Bartow Civic Center here in Bartow, because we are from Bartow and we're trying to bring awareness to our town. And we decided to pull one off with some movie stars. So we saved our money up a little bit and went, and like any other small business does, got business insurance and license. We got all types of other things, saved our pennies over a long period of time, and ended up running into someone we worked with Volcon years ago, Joe Motes, and he said, "Do you want a movie star?" And I said, "Sure." And he got Robin Curtis for us.
And she's a great lady. Oh
fantastic.
My gosh, she's fantastic.
If you've never met her,
she's all about the fans too.
Very fan friendly. So is Vanessa.
Oh, both of them.
Vanessa was
Absolutely.
in Pirates of the Caribbean's 1, 2, and 3. She's the lady that slaps Johnny Depp. And she was in a Voyager episode called Shattered. She played the adult version of Naomi Wildman. So if you ever get a chance, it's a great episode of Voyager. What we want to gain from what we are doing is happiness. We're not in this for the money. I don't want to be a big box convention. But unfortunately, we are growing exponentially, and it happens. When we did Sci-Fi Bartow #1, which was almost 11 years ago now, 2,500 people showed up.
Yeah.
And that
One
was
block.
one block, and it grew. In the city of Bartow, which we do, it's a fundraiser. A lot of people don't understand that. We do fundraising for an organization called Main Street Bartow. And they said, you continue doing it. We donate all of the money raised from there. Now, it's free to come to, but the vendor money and sponsor money goes to the Main Street office, and they help grow the downtown economic version. So if a store is struggling, they'll help them get a sign or help them pay their energy bill or things like that. So
And they do the beautification.
the beautification, and if you could,
The Main Street
if you could
area.
see Bartow Main Street from 10 years ago versus
Now
it's
wow.
completely different. It's beautiful. The director, Linda Holcomb, does a great job down there. We work with her directly. But it's our baby. It is a Bartow Con LLC event. Now we've branched off, and other towns want us to do fundraisers for them. So we've been trying to get that as well. But it's not about the money. Money's important. We need money. We have to rent facilities. We have to pay guests. And we have to make a little bit of a living. But it's not, I don't want $1 million. I just want 1 million people happy. So that's really honestly what we do these conventions for. What else did you want to know?
Just keep going. Any more, Lori?
I'm not the talker of the two of us.
She lies. The business is in Lori's name.
I
She's,
put all the business stuff together. I deal with all the vendors, the sponsors, the municipalities, the mayor, the chief of police, the economic development council that's within the city, that makes sure that these events are not going to tread on too much, property, or having to go through too many permits to get road closures. And just all around. They're right outside the Bartow Civic Center parking lot is a sports complex. and they just built a brand new soccer field.
It's beautiful.
And you know, I don't want to put a damper on anybody's sports abilities, but we had to make sure that there were no sports going on this weekend, so then that way our attendees here would have, you know, ample parking. Didn't want to take away from the sports complex.
We are also from this town. I graduated at Bartow High School in 1985. Lori's in 1983. My father was in 1959. So we've been here our entire life, and I wanted to bring something to our community to help what's going on. So today we had a visit from the Bartow mayor, Mr. Leo Longsworth came in. Never been, he pops in at Sci-Fi Bartow, but he came to this and we invited him personally, and I introduced him to the stars and everything, and he was amazed.
Yeah, he really had a good
He
time.
could not find the words to describe, because he knew rumor of what Lori and
What
I
we can do.
what we can do, and he saw it today, and he was so excited, and I was very, very proud that happened. But when we do events in Bartow, we go to the businesses first. I have, I think, 5 businesses with Bartow Con today that are businesses in Bartow, either a sponsor or they sell
vendor.
things. We have our local comic book store, Main Street Comics, is here today. But we're giving back to the community. That's the main thing.
Well, and I think an important part, and like I said, I'm more the vendor and sponsor aspect. We keep our vendor fee very reasonable. So then that way you're not paying an ungodly amount of money to get in to show your wares, and you're able to make money back. We try to promote for all the vendors and the cosplay clubs that are coming to any of our events, promote for them on our social media pages as well as our website. So then that way people know to look for those vendors. These vendors are very popular in the area, but they're not just Polk County or Bartow vendors. They're statewide, and even I got a couple. One from North Carolina and one from the Atlanta area.
But we keep it low so they can make money. So
Keep
that's
their
important to
travel
them,
costs
you know,
down as
so.
well.
So, what other joys, you know, aside from the business part of it, what other joys do you get from it?
Do you want to be honest with her?
Yeah.
Okay. We're old. We are in our 50s. I've been a science fiction fan. I'm a huge Star Trek fan. Original, if you're wondering. I like Voyager. I like Deep Space Nine, Enterprise. But we've always been science fiction fans. My house has been called a museum.
It's a museum.
The police chief of Bartow wants me to open it up as a museum. I have all the collectibles that I'm sure a lot of your listeners and watchers will have as well. But we love it. I have a complete 2 rooms of Star Trek memorabilia in my house. We have a room that has Godzilla stuff in it, because I'm a huge, giant kaiju monster guy. You know, I like Ultraman, Godzilla, Rodan, all those. My wife is a huge Harry Potter fan. She's a Potterhead, as they're called. And it's like every room you walk in is a fandom. Even our fish aquariums are
They're
themed.
all themed.
We have a Harry Potter themed aquarium. I'm not talking about a little 10-gallon. I'm talking 55 gallons
150
and
gallon.
150 gallons and things. We have a Stargate tank with an actual Stargate that lights up and the fish swim through it. So real quick funny story, I built 2 of those tanks. I put one in one room and another, and I put Stargates in both of them. So when Lori was at work, I'd come and change the fish around and have the Stargates on. So she's like, how did this fish get over here? I said, they're using the Stargate. So she fell for it.
So
you know.
you asked what makes us happy, or where's the joy come in?
Moving fish around in a fish
No.
aquarium. I'm sorry.
It's silly things like that. You know, like you said, we're not out to make $1 million,
No.
just 1 million people happy. And as long as we're happy, everybody else around us is going to
You
be
have a
happy.
lot, and I'm not knocking big conventions or anything, but you have a lot of the big box stores that are out of state, out of country, that do things for bigger towns, and you know they don't care, in my opinion.
They don't care about the little people.
But what
we are the little people.
We are the little people, and it's a hard business to be in, to throw conventions together. But I don't see charging an awful amount of money for you to come and visit a show, and you know it might not be huge like one of the bigger box conventions are, but I want people happy, and if you guys are happy, we're happy. I don't want to make $1 million, like she says. I want to make my house payment.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're in this for. And if you're ever thinking about doing conventions, don't get into this for the money. It takes years to get to a level where it's like, well, I got all these people. I have a great staff. Everyone that's on our volunteer staff, they're all friends, personal friends from Bartow. Some of them and the outreaches as well. I trust them. I'm good with them with our money. We have, if they want to, looks like we're here doing this interview, they're selling tickets for us, and I trust them. Trust is extremely important to us. The secret to our success hasn't happened yet. Sci-Fi Bartow does fantastic. Those are great, but like I said,
this is our first year, officially our first year of doing conventions for Bartow Con LLC, and 3 events that we put on this year have been fundraising events. We did one for Mulberry for the Gym Theater. It was Prehistoricon.
That's a town just kind of between us and Tampa.
Just west of us.
They were struggling like Bartow was when we got into business, and they wanted a convention. And everybody says, we want Sci-Fi Bartow. Yeah. Sci-Fi Bartow stays in Bartow.
Can't have Sci-Fi Bartow.
But how about a steampunk event? And they jumped on that, and we had year 1 this year, and it grew up, and it's free to come to.
Free to attend, but we raised money for City of Mulberry and that
Chamber
Gym
of Commerce and all that. Yeah.
And then we did another fundraiser for the Church Service Center here in Bartow, Community Service Center, and we were able to raise money to be able to donate to them $1,000. We did another event. It was the Harry Potter event. That was also another event that we were able to raise money and donate to local businesses. So this is our first maiden voyage of an indoor event together, and from what I've seen, and it's 3:00, I think it's turning out to be pretty successful.
We've had people staying. I have some great panels and entertainment on stage. The movie stars have made money, and that's great. The vendors have made money.
Not only that, the hotels are making money because people booked hotels in advance, and they're staying here in the community. Therefore, they're eating here in the community, they're shopping in the community, and they're shopping along with our vendors as well. So
there's a new business. It's a restaurant in downtown Bartow, and I wanted to take my staff out to eat, and I invited Robin Curtis and Vanessa. We had about 30 people, and we dropped that on them, and they just were dumbfounded by, oh my God, it was great. So I helped a small business that way too. So
it was awesome.
So why we got into this? We keep going back to that. It makes me and Lori feel good to help people.
Yeah.
And I'll be darned if I let anybody take that away from us, because that's what we do. And you said, what do we do outside of this? Like I said, I go home at night. I work for the local radio station, and Lori concentrates on all of our business because we have 4 or 5 conventions a year now. And I go home, kick off my shoes, pet my Chihuahua. Her name is Kitty, and watch Star Trek or Stargate. And I don't get into worldviews, politics, news. I don't even. If I want to know about the weather, I'll bring it up on my little color radar thing, and let me know if it's raining. I think we like
the simple things.
We like simple things. We have been referred to as the most unsociable social people you've ever met in your life. Yeah. So
an acquired taste.
An acquired taste. I have a very strange sense of humor. Some of you may know this that know me.
No.
But I've been referred. Someone had went up to someone that was in the Chamber of Commerce here in Bartow and said, Sean Serdynski, I don't understand him. And they told this person, Sean is like a fine wine. It's an acquired taste. You're either going to love him or you're going to hate him. Yeah. So that was a great compliment to me. But I love people. I don't care your race, your sex, your political views, whatever. I love people. Because you know why? That's what Star Trek is about. It's infinite diversity and infinite combinations. It's United Federation of Planets. The Andorians, the Tellarites, the Vulcans, the Earthers, the Terrans, whatever. They're all one big group, and that's the way that I could never be in Star Trek. But in my own little world, I'm going to make Star Trek happen around me with these events. So to be the best way to describe it. So, How about that?
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I love going to cons because I get to meet some of the most creative people I've ever seen, especially in cosplaying, artists, writers, You know, and I love doing photography because I'm a photographer and love photography, photographing cosplayers and their awesome outfits. I love going to cons to see all the varieties of people and vendors and activities going on in conventions.
Like I said, I started getting into trivia and trivia games at a young age. I wound up, when I started going to conventions, I wound up participating in their trivia games and wound up wiping everybody out. And so the promoter actually suggested that I start running the games as well, and that's how I got started with this. And it's just been sort of a love between knowing the trivia and to be able to share it in all the different formats that I do.
Hi everyone, I'm Ray Tessie, and I'm the owner of Neutral Zone Studios, and I've been asked to just tell a little bit about myself. So I've been a Star Trek fan since September 1966. I now own Neutral Zone Studios, which is a full-scale recreation of sets from the original series. And we do fan films. Ours is called Tales from the Neutral Zone. But we also open it up to fans to be able to come and walk through the studio and have a little bit of fun. And what's very rewarding about it is that this is something that most people never dreamed they would see in person. So to make people smile and laugh and yell is just a lot of fun. And that's why we do what we do. And we hope somewhere along the line you folks will come and visit us. NeutralZoneStudios.com. Just find us and spend a couple of hours with us. That's all we're
Cosplay, support groups and fundraising, birthday parties. We just basically are a charity organization. We don't accept any money. So whenever we do cosplay, we ask that someone always donates to a charity that's on the website. And we just enjoy doing what we do. Just bring a smile to people's faces.
It's fun. It's kind of a way as an adult just to get rid of all your stress and responsibilities and just
It's true, yes. We're playing pretend.
right.
Never too old for that.